Corker in talks with Cardin on Iran nuclear deal. An early outline of the Corker-Cardin proposal sparked significant resistance from Democrats as well as hawkish Sen. Marco Rubio. Senate Foreign Relations Committee Chairman Bob Corker, R10, said Wednesday he is working with his Democratic counterpart in the hopes of crafting a bipartisan plan that meets President Donald Trump's demand for a stronger nuclear agreement with Iran. But despite his talks with Maryland's Sen. Ben Cardin, the top Democrat on the Foreign Relations panel, Corker has an uphill battle in winning votes from the minority for his Iran legislation. Corker's public tangles with Trump, who has repeatedly and incorrectly accused the GOP senator of backing the nuclear pact, have burnished his credibility as a bipartisan broker, but Democrats are wary that any new Iran legislation would inevitably blow up the agreement inked by former President Barack Obama. In addition, Corker's collaboration on the new Iran bill with conservative Sen. Tom Cotton, RRC, has raised eyebrows among some Democrats who suspect that Cotton's influence would pull the still pending legislation in too hawkish of a direction. Still, Corker said Wednesday that his conversations with Cardin, who also opposed the nuclear agreement in 2015, are in good faith and ongoing. "There's no rush," Corker told reporters. "We'd like to see if it's possible to have a bipartisan bill. This bill, we'd hope, would pass with 80 to 85 votes by the time we're through with it." Cardin confirmed on Wednesday that he and Corker are talking, telling Politico that "we are looking at ways in which we can be helpful on the nuclear agreement," but suggested that the duo is far from a firm accord. "We won't do anything that violates the terms of the 2015 deal," Cardin said of his fellow Democrats, adding that "we have to have the understanding and support of Europe." The Foreign Relations panel is eyeing a hearing as soon as next month on potential revisions to the legislation Corker and Cardin crafted in 2015 that allows Congress to review the nuclear agreement, including a requirement that the president certify Iran's compliance every 90 days. Trump earlier this month declined to make that certification, kicking the volatile question of whether to slap sanctions back on Tehran into the lap of an already deadline-burdened Congress, with Corker, Trump's frequent sparring partner, in a leading role. An early outline of the Corker-Cardin proposal, which would reimpose penalties against Iran if the nation came within a year of securing nuclear capability, sparked significant resistance from Democrats as well as hawkish Sen. Marco Rubio, RFLA. Democrats remain deeply skeptical that Corker can craft a bill that meets Trump's demand for stronger terms for the Iran pact without blowing up the entire agreement. "I think Sen. Corker is trying to be constructive, to bring together Democrats who support the deal and Republicans who oppose it," Sen. Chris Murphy, D-Con, said in an interview. "It's a needle I'm not sure you can thread, but he's trying to listen to both sides." Corker said on Wednesday that he is of course open to changes to his and Cardin's initial framework that would get Cardin on board, suggesting that an official rollout of the bill initially expected as soon as this week could slip. "We realize that there is some work that's going to need to be done, like there always is on every bill we introduce, to bring Democrats on," Corker said. His and Cardin's aides met Tuesday to discuss the matter, he added. The Tennessean has also put the onus on the Trump administration to work with European partners in the Iran deal, urging the president's advisors to alleviate European concerns about how any U.S. legislative fix would affect the 2015 deal. The Obama-era nuclear agreement provided Tehran with multilateral sanctions relief in exchange for limits on its nuclear program. The House is set to pass its own non-nuclear Iran sanctions legislation on Wednesday, with significant bipartisan support expected for bills that would target Tehran's ballistic missile program as well as the Iran-backed Hezbollah militia. Neither of the House bills would affect the 2015 nuclear agreement.